Yes, all right.
All right. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone?
Good morning.
Hello. It is with a whole lot of pleasure that I get to introduce my dear friend, Naomi Stephen. She's with Heritage Mortgage. We go back way a long time ago. No, I mean, I thought. No, she's way younger than I am. I'm a bit for your license.
Yes.
She really want to know? Yeah. I was 10. Don't you? 27 years ago. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
So she started a little bit before I did. I'm really sorry to forget like that. I didn't realize. I thought we were the same, but
No,
Naomi is amazing. Naomi is also a very good friend of mine, and she was kind enough to bring us lunch today. And I want her to tell us all about Heritage Mortgage and what are some of the problems you guys are having right now. Would we be having problems selling things when somebody has something they want to buy? Anybody? Is this an issue? I want to buy a house and I have to sell mine first. Is anybody struggling with that?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go, Naomi.
Okay. So we'll talk about that. So just first of all, like any other lender, I've got a range of loan programs. I mean, I do your standard conventional FHA, USDA. We do a lot of the North Carolina housing programs, down payment assistance. We can do investor loans, bank statement loans. We've pretty much got a wide range, right? The most popular program right now has been our bridge, where people are trying to actually kind of buy a house and and trying to sell theirs, but they can't go into the contingency offer. Or they've got a contingency and their house is not selling and they've got to close the new house. So the option really is, if they don't qualify with both homes, to bridge it with the bridge. And essentially a bridge loan, they've got to have, so there's a couple different options. Essentially, they've got to have 25% equity in their current home to make a bridge loan work. And the bridge loan, we're just taking the equity from that house and applying it towards the new house. So they have the down payment, and then we also don't have to count their current payments against them in that situation, so then they qualify to buy. So it really works for me. They just don't qualify to buy and sell, or they don't have the down payment. And then once they sell, we pay off that loans.
How does it work with the South market?
We would like to have the bridge loan paid off in 6 months. We'll go up to 12 months. So if something happens and they don't sell, like they close on the new house and they still haven't sold, then we're going to kind of reevaluate. I mean, we're hoping that we don't get that, and we haven't gotten to that point yet.
Right.
But it could have. I mean, years ago when this happened, people couldn't sell a house with them when they had a loan, when they had 2 loans. So essentially, they could end up with 2 loans if they don't sell it in 12 months, and we're not going to allow it to extend past 12.
Do you look at the quality and?
Yeah, we're going to get an appraisal on the current house. So on the current house and the new house, they're going to have an appraisal. So we want to make sure the equity's there. We want to make sure the house looks like it's going to be settled in. We don't want to do a bridge line and find out that one of the house not selling because it needs a lot of work and they're not going to find a buyer. Or it's in a market that maybe it's just not, like, we're going to really look at that because it's money that we are finding. We want to make sure we don't want them to end up in foreclosure. And then we do often have, like, we have that option, and then if they don't quite have enough equity, we do have another kind of bridge like that. If they qualify with both payments, but they need the money for the down payment, typically what we're going to do is just do an equity line, so it's less risky, and he'll cash out of their current payment. So there are options if you run into a situation that they need to buy and they can't. So, and that's stuff that I'm getting a lot. And then sellers don't want to take contingencies.
Good question. For the bridge loan, is it hard to qualify for that?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
No, because we're not qualifying them with their current housing expense. That's the whole reason for the bridge loan is you're being able to pull the equity from there, but you don't have to qualify them with both with the new and the old home.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
that's good to know.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I don't do a bridge loan. If somebody comes to me and they can qualify without selling, then I'm going to look at other options for them. So if they can qualify with both payments, there's no reason to do a bridge loan.
Okay.
Bridge loan is just where they don't qualify. Like a lot of people might have a $2,000 payment on their current home, and the new house is $3,000, and they don't qualify for 2 mortgages. So we're bridging that gap to offset and not having to count that. And there's usually there's a 2% fee, so it does cost that. And it's just mainly because as a lender, we know that loan's not going to stick around.
And is the 2% fee based on their current mortgage or the new house?
It's a combination of both. So
okay.
So yeah, it can be kind of hefty, but sometimes that's their only option. And again, you gotta think about for a lender, and a lot of people don't know this is an investor or lender, we don't start making money on the loan until they've made their sixth payment. So once they made their sixth payment, that's when a lender starts making money. So if somebody pays off their loan within the first 6 months, the lender didn't make it, they don't recoup their costs. So it takes 6 months to recoup all the costs when they do initial loan. So that's where on a bridge loan, they know that they want that loan to be paid off within 6 months. So they're going to charge extra fees just to kind of recoup the cost.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
And I just happen to think that 2% sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. But we have a lot of buyers that bought at the beginning of COVID that have, I mean, that's a lot of free equity they got. Like,
Yeah.
I have
So-
some that have $100,000 overnight they made. So 2% of that to get them out of that one and into something better for them really isn't that big when you look at it like that, because it's almost like it's not their money. It is their investment. But if we were able to make them $100,000 5 years ago, and we're gonna charge them maybe kind of that to get into their next house, I would call that a gift and kind of switch it like, wow, you got this gift and this equity, let's use that to
Plus
get
your money you put into, it's like me, I bought my house in July of 2020. Within 6 months, I had $200,000 in equity. Like we just got lucky. It wasn't anything, we just bought at the right time and the market just went.
Right. And those people are out there. So those are the people that I would say you could really go after with some sort of curriculum if they want to move, but they're frozen, right? Because, and y'all talk me through this if I'm crazy or wrong, but we talk about frozen buyers so much. And if they're frozen because of they don't think they can, they don't have the money to do this, they're worried about rates. We gotta tap into that equity in their current home.
Yeah, and there's a lot of different options we can explore. And most of I'd say 90% of the time it works. Every once in a while I get somebody and I'm like, the numbers just don't make sense. And it's a lot of it's because they don't have the equity. When it works when they have a bunch of equity. Because we're just utilizing that equity to offset it. And then the nice thing is we don't count their current payment against them. So it helps them to qualify. Yeah, love that. I think it's a great option. Like I said, even with the fees, it's, but I just talked to somebody today with Open Door, like if you want to sell the Open Door, their fee is 5%, plus they have additional fees in there. So.
Right.
Oh, but they don't charge the same commission though.
No, they don't charge same, but they're charging the
I
buyer
know.
all these like 5%, and then depending on what option you do, they charge all these other like selling and listing fees and.
That's a whole topic
So-
for a whole different.
Yeah, so like, I just do, and that's like, I've got a buyer right now, they were looking at Open Door, and we're like, let's do this option, it's gonna cost you less. And you'll end up with more equity in the end, because they're gonna take all your equity.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Naomi, do you have any cards or anything that you?
I don't, because everything was at the office and I didn't get a chance to go, so I
Will
will
you
bring
bring
everything
me
back,
some?
yes.
Bring me some by and we'll put them back there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think you already have some back there, but
I have some, I might just update it, all the information's still the same though.
if you have anything else you want to share, bring it by and I'll be
Yeah,
happy.
definitely, I'll do that.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Any other questions
Any
for Naomi?
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, next up, I think you all are all here to see the magical Caitlin Jackson. She is here to talk to us about social media. First of all, we turned the lights off because
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to fix
this
the
was
screen.
this TV here
was looking crazy.
Was going crazy. Did you see it? Yeah. And it's very
It's
distracting.
slightly better, but still kind of
Do you guys want the lights on? Is it bothering you to have them where they are? Right. So I'll get you back here. Caitlin, I don't have to introduce you. Everybody in this room knows all about Caitlin Jackson.
All right, you're
that
gonna do this.
who is all about the social media. And here she comes to tell us what's new and fun and bold and brave and bright in the world of social media.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys always being here and showing up to learn for yourself, but also like share this moment with me. I really love that I get to pour back into you guys. So one of the things that I want to show you today is how to make automations for your social media. So show of hands who's using Instagram, because that's my preferred method, and I need to know this is going to at least work for some of us. Okay, great. If you are not following me on Instagram, I need one of y'all to volunteer as tribute. Okay, and follow me on Instagram so we can show the class how it works. Okay.
If somebody raise your hand. Who wants to
That's all right.
volunteer to follow Caitlin?
It's that cosplaying realtor. I made it real easy because when I'm out at events and people walk away and they go, who was that cosplaying realtor I talked to? Well, I cornered the market on that. I'm the only one. So, all right, did you find me?
I did.
Did you follow
I
me?
did.
You did, look at. What a good tribute in the 75th Hunger Games. Okay, so are you guys excited? Are you guys interested in leveling up your social media game today?
So.
So. Well, that just seems.
I said so stoked.
Oh, so stoked. I was like, that seems not acceptable. Okay, here we go. Cool. So, why are we doing this? Who that? What's going on? Okay. There we go. All right. We figured it out, I guess. Okay, cool. All right. So, we're going to talk about the algorithm, right? Everybody can post. You can post anything you want on social media. And honestly, anything is the name of the game. Don't just post sold, open house, for sale, closed, just listed. If you post the same old that every other not social media savvy real estate agent is posting out there, you're just going to look like everyone else, right? And the point, tying it in with our previous niche class, right, is that people see you and the authentic you. So it's okay to share not just your very lovely professional flyer of open house this weekend. It's okay to share a picture of you out on your walk or at an event, right? If you're in an afternoon with church or choir, you're volunteering, you're dancing, whatever. People want to see who you are. And I think that adds to the bulk of your page, right? We're trying to fill it out without overloading. The algorithm, right? I'm going to refer to as Big Brother henceforth. Big Brother wants to know that you are going to be a source. Whoa. That is not what I said. Calm down. Okay. They want to know you're a source of consistency, right? Big Brother wants to see that you're posting regularly. So whether it's once a week, 3 times a week, every day, doesn't even matter the time, in my opinion. As long as you're doing it consistently, Big Brother wants to know that. And then also engaging with other people is how you're going to get engagement back. Since the start of this year, I have been testing some different trending social media tips to see what really works. And other than trying some of the automated responses, which Cameron, right? Camden, I'm so sorry.
No.
Camden is gonna get a message from me shortly, but you'll notice I've never picked up my phone to message him back. Giving gets you something back. If you engage with other people online, you become friendly with other people online, they're going to follow you back, they're going to share your content, and you never know who's going to see it, right? I have some friends, they're not going to buy a house from me, or they're not interested right now, right? But they reshare my advertising, they reshare my events, and then I get other people who I've never met signing up for activities. And that's how we're going to start widening our pool of our online friends who are eventually going to come into our pipeline of being real estate buddies. And maybe eventually you have new members of a team, or we have listings and new buyers, right? So sharing content to other people. You guys on Instagram, do you doom scroll? You guys get scroll for an eternity and you're like, oh my god, an hour of my life has gone by, what did I do?
Yeah.
Does it show a lot of the stuff that you really enjoy seeing, like the same stuff over and over again? Same theme, right? It's not a bunch of random stuff, right?
Well, it gets so nurses, I feel like if I like one thing, then that particular person is always the one that pops up first. And I'm like, okay, I just like one thing. Like I don't have to see them every single time.
Right.
That's on my nerve.
Like more stuff. Like more stuff. Tell the algorithm you want to see other things.
Yeah.
It could take a couple of days, but I have changed purposefully my entire search algorithm. You guys probably know I really like anime, right? And so usually it wants to give me a lot of anime videos and reels. And I said, no, I really want to start seeing theater. I really want to start seeing more stuff related to Broadway. So I started searching and looking other things up, and within a couple of days, the algorithm is now giving me Broadway. Okay. And this is the same theory that someone out there looking for a home, when they start looking for homes instead of watching their random videos online, we want to be in their feed, right? So how do we get there? By making our content interesting and popular. And that's getting people to like it and engage it so the algorithm continues to push it forward to other people. Do you guys have questions about how that trickle down economics works for social media? I know it's kind of feels really big and heavy, especially if you're interested in TikTok. I have one of my most popular reels right now. I didn't think I did anything out of the ordinary, but I have almost 4,000 views on it and over 50 comments. I don't know what happened. I couldn't even tell you how I did it, other than I was in cosplay and I toured my current listing. And then people said, wow, I love your costume. And then people started saying, wow, I love that floor plan. And now I have people saying, I think I used to live next door. I think I used to babysit someone's kid in that house. Now, this is a really common, beautiful level floor plan in Raleigh, but all of that to say is now I have people in the Raleigh area looking at my listing. And you never know when that next person is going to turn around and say, can I buy that listing? I actually met with someone last week who was interested in renting it. I said, what if we talk about your purchasing power instead? Now they're working on getting a pre-approval.
Wow.
Thing. For real. So, but the engagement of other people is what brought that reel to more people. And that's how my reel went from my usual 200 to 500 views to 4,000 views. Okay. It also matters what you say, and how you say it is very important. And I'm going to tell you, no, I want to see a show of hands. We're engaging in class with each other today. Show of hands, when you make a social media post, do you go to ChatGPT or Claude and ask it to write the content description for you? Raise your hands.
Sometimes.
Okay. Do you know the signs that ChatGPT or Claude wrote your social media posts? Do you know how to read other people's posts online and know when AI wrote it or a real person wrote it?
It's got too many emojis and those lines all over it.
Yes, and I tell you what, as an English major who understands how to use a hyphen, it bothers the crap out of me. I can't use them anymore. Because now everyone thinks AI wrote my posts and I wrote them by myself.
Is that what it is?
Yes, the dash, yes, the dash or the hyphen.
No, I mean also when they block off different sections.
Yes,
little
they
lines.
section out, there's a line, there's emojis as your bullet points, stuff like that. Because it's cute, right? But it's really obvious that it started being written by AI. And I'm going to tell you, people don't want to see that right now. People want to see a whole authentic person. So I would recommend using AI, but making sure that you are editing it so it's your voice, not the voice AI thinks it's created for you. And sometimes I have a hard time because I will admit I've tried using it a couple times. I want to see what it has to say, what it thinks I sound like, and it's pretty good sometimes. And then I have to go, well, how am I going to change this? Because I liked what it said. So take a couple extra moments to edit it, because we want people who read it and go, wow, that's a real person who wrote this. This is a real person in that picture. This is a real person in that video. Because I personally think people don't want to see AI anymore, because now it's getting so hard to tell the difference from AI in real life that they can't even trust us. And our whole job is about being trustworthy, right? How can we establish that trust with somebody if they think we're fake, right? So how you say and what you say does really matter, all right? Utilize all available media types. You don't have to do only reels or video, right? You don't have to do only a solid picture. You could do a group of pictures called a carousel when you swipe over and you look at more than one image, right? You could do a single post. You could put text on a picture, or you could do a slideshow, a video. There's a lot of options out there. Do a live. Do your open house, but go live 5 minutes before your open house, previewing, and then share it as a video. People just want to see us being real people and sharing that value. Does anyone have a preferred method? Because we're talking about Instagram, I think, right now. A preferred method of Instagramming. How do you like to post the most on Instagram?
Reels.
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 They have the most traction.
They do have a lot of traction, So let's talk about that. I'm pretty sure I have another page for that.
Reels, yes,
Yeah.
but then if it's something that's unrelatable to that specific day, sometimes I'll just do a quick story.
Perfect.
Cause then it's not
Yes.
screen content that can be
Yes.
sitting there.
Stories are fantastic to engage with your followers. You might not get new followers from stories, but you will continue engaging with people. Do you use buttons on your stories? We're getting in deep now. Do you post a picture and then say send? Or do you use a button that says click here for the link? Do you use a slider that says how does my fit look today? Do you like this house, this or that?
I don't go that deep.
Ah,
I just say send.
You don't go that deep, but you're missing out on people engaging with you.
I don't even know it had.
So when you go to make a post, and you can do this on Facebook, and I'm pretty sure you can do it on TikTok. I tell you what, TikTok is my lowest level of knowledge. I'm still figuring the talk out. I don't like it. I have opinions about the TikTok. That's fine. So when you go to do a story, don't just post your picture with a little text on it and hit send, because then people are just reading it and they're moving on. Ask for them to give you something back in turn. If you have an open house coming up, you have a new listing, there's a link in there. You can click link. You can drop the link to your website with the listing on it. And then all people have to do is click the link. They can go get your information. And if your website captures content when they click on your website, now you have a new email. Now you have a new person following up that you can follow up with. Right? Did I blow everyone's mind just now?
Kind of sort of.
I'm done. So I think engaging with people and then getting them to engage back is also how we're going to keep that movement on your page, because the more popular your pages are, the more Big Brother wants to share you with other people. Okay? And you can do other things. You can do a poll. Maybe you did a open house. No, you did a fire world tour, right? You showed 4 houses today. Take a picture of each one or every kitchen. Where's Jonathan with his kitchens? I'm just saying he could do a collage of 4 kitchens, A, B, C, D, and there's a poll option, and all he has to do is which is your favorite, A, B, C, D. Now someone at least engaged and said I like A, B, C, D, whatever. Maybe his next slides, he could do 4 following slides with a link to each one. Can I show it to you? When do you want to go? Email me for your schedule. Blah 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 blah. Here's my Linkly calendar. Calendly, not Linkly. Calendly, right? There's a lot of ways that we can get people clicking on our stuff, and then we can start making authentic interactions instead of just swiping through pictures. Questions about adding value to your stories? Am I too high level? Am I too high? Okay. All right. And then don't get shadow banned. Avoid words that are going to trigger the push down on your posts. Very specifically, the internet doesn't like when we put our phone number or an address in the content. They're afraid of spam, which I appreciate because I also don't want spam. I would recommend saying it in a video or leaving it on a video picture screen, but I would not type it in a comment necessarily if this is a concern for you. Same thing about if you use the same hashtag over and over again, if you're interested in hashtags. I don't believe in hashtags anymore. It's 2026. I don't think they do what they were originally intended to. But if you are the same hashtag kind of person, it will start to think that you're spamming the internet if you're using the same thing over and over again. Because remember, Big Brother wants us to be consistent, but it also wants us to have variety. Questions about shadow banning? Does everyone know what shadow banning is? Did I use a big word? Yeah, I did. So shadow banning. So there is banning an account, right? Where it's like you can't use TikTok right now. But then there's something called shadow banning where you're quietly being punished for content that they don't want to show people. And so sometimes I'll post a reel and I have 0 views or like 4 views. And I'm like, what happened? This is the same video I posted 3 months ago and it had 200 views. But something I wrote, something I said, it got flagged. And it said, we don't think this is content we need to show people. And it pushed it down. So now I didn't get any traction. So that's what shadow banning
How do
is.
you know what that was?
Well, it doesn't tell you, which is the most frustrating part.
What, shadow?
That's why it's a shadow, because they don't tell you what it is. You're not officially being banned. It's sort of just like
Have you
Which one?
discovered, have you figured out a list of the top words?
there are lists out there.
They are.
There are lists out there if you want to look up shadow ban words, triggers for shadow ban, stuff like that. But it's probably going to say don't be too repetitive. You don't want to be salesy. You might notice anyone who, I don't know if you follow anyone who has like a Patreon or some sort of GoFundMe page, whatever. If you do click the link or DM for the link, or if you say link anywhere in the message, they think you're selling something. And if you're not selling it through their monetary means, where they also get some of the cash grab,
Makes sense.
they're gonna push you down. Yes,
Question
Yes.
about like views and exposure
Yes.
and stuff like that, but are you gonna cover that later?
maybe. What's your question?
Well, my question is, I had a public page and unfortunately I recently had to change it to private.
Okay.
And it seems like ever since I changed my Instagram and Facebook to private,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting as many likes as I used to, but even when I was public, my likes were always from people that I knew. They
Right.
weren't strangers.
Sure.
So I'm trying to figure out if the same, I'm assuming it was mostly my friends looking at it. It was definitely my friends who were liking it. Why am I not getting it now that I have to go back to private?
Yeah. I would love to look at it, but my gut answer is, if you're not friends also with those people, they're not going to see it.
But I am friends with them.
Eh,
Like the people who originally liked when I was public,
Yes.
I knew them, I was friends with them.
Right.
But now that my page has gone to private,
Mhm.
I'm not getting as many likes as I used to. But I wasn't getting likes from strangers before. It was all people that I knew.
Interesting.
Oh, is that a business page? Personal?
No, but I've never done, well, I did a business page years ago. I stopped doing business pages 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Like,
My gut says unless you are both friends with each other and linked up in such a way, it's not, your posts aren't being shown to those people for some reason.
yeah.
I don't know why. I'd love to take a look at it later and see if I could help, but I think in general, having a private post or a private page will get seen by less people because it will only people who follow you and that you allow or follow back will see your content. So it's possible that some of those people who maybe you're friends with, but they don't follow you back, they're not seeing it, or they're following you, but if you didn't follow them back, they're still not seeing it. You have to be linked together to show that. That's possible, one of the reasons. But sometimes for all of what I'm talking about, there also is absolutely no rules, or it's a totally lawless lawless dystopia of the internet. Do I want to talk about scheduling today? Do you guys want to talk about scheduling, or do you guys want to talk about more automations today?
It's an automation versus.
I wanna hear about automations.
Yeah.
That's the concept.
Okay, yeah. Camden,
Yes,
do you have a text message from me?
I do.
What does it say?
See. Hey there, thanks for following me. I always love to chat about my favorite fandoms and hobbies. What kind of hobbies will you go in your new home? Can I send you my free buyer's guide to jumpstart your home buying education? And then there's a little link to say yes, send it over. Of
Will you click the button?
course. Yes, send it over.
I have a text message from Camden. you guys.
Wow, that's so cool. Obviously, I really love cosplay. My husband loves to build Legos too. Here's that guy. Keep clicking.
Did I do anything? Yes, now. My hands are in my pockets, y'all. My hands are in my pockets right now, y'all.
Wait, is this AI?
Technically, Yes, but technically no. So what I am currently using to trigger this conversation is called many chats. You guys might have even seen the advertisement out there. Here it is, many chat. There are other chat bots available. What this particular chatbot and auto program does is I'm using the free version, so I'm not actually using the AI option that they have available. I have gone in and I've manually told it, when I get a new follower, please send them a DM. And after about 5 minutes, the new follower gets a DM, which I've pre-written, can't be read out loud, and I have it including a link that says, do you want my free buyer's guide? Which he clicked yes, and then he got my link to my free buyer's guide. Did the guide come up? Or do I have to fix my link? The link's broken. Cool. Love that for me. But so theoretically, he would have clicked that link and it would have simply brought him to my Google Drive where my buyer's guide is located that you can download and view from anywhere. And so the chatbot has other options other than just this. So does anyone here follow Tina Call? Because I can tell you what, she's using ManyChat. Or any other real estate agent who has a comment and then it says something about comment keyword to get my ManyChat scripts. Yes, they're using a chatbot. And I have used a chatbot. So in the past, when I had like an event, I did a mini golf event recently. I wanted people to sign up to come mini golf with me in cosplay. I had my advertising out there, and then I said, comment swing to get the RSVP. And then people commented swing because they have to read and they have to put a little value back to get the link, right? Then my chatbot automatically started sending them the RSVPs. And then I got 12 people to sign up and come have mini golf with me. This same thing can apply to any of your guides. If you post open house, if you post new listings, if you post even a showing you went on and maybe your bestie's like, hey, will you list my teammates, whatever, house, whatever. If you do comment keyword, I'll send you the information. And then an interested person is going to comment whatever your keyword is. Be very specific. We have to tell the chatbot what the keyword is. Although there is also a setting if you pay for it that's any word at all. Comment will get the link. So there's really like a no miss with the chatbot. What Camden just got, I've recently started using this only the last couple of months. I've already, I think, sent it to like 30 new followers, and I've had probably 5 or 6 click-throughs who got my guide. And then of them, 2 people actually called me for a follow-up consultation. I don't know what probability that is, but I don't feel bad about it at all because those are 2 more people than I might not have been talking with before. So let's talk about it. The chatbot, ManyChat, there's other ones out there. Like I said, you can Google it, look it up. The third-party app and then AI can keep your followers moving forward. I fell into the ManyChat because I saw an advertisement that said, did you know 80% of your followers forgot about you the second they followed you? Because they scrolled away and they did something else and they forgot about you. Following up with a private message gets you further through the door and starts that conversation. So while Camden did not reply, I asked that question. I asked the reader questions. I said, what's your hobby? What's going in your new house? And then there was a link. And then I have a really generic answer because I'm theoretically assuming someone's going to tell me what their hobby going in their house is, right? But even so, it was still a generic enough that it worked. No one's complained about my conversation. But it'll save you time because now you're not, every time you have a new follower, you're not manually trying to remember to follow up with them. You can, you don't need to use the technology if you don't want to. I would recommend following up with new followers because are they following you? Why are they following you? Are they following you because you're a foodie and they wanted to see all the Raleigh food you're eating? Are they following you because you're a real estate agent and they want your help and they're interested in your knowledge? Theoretically, it's the second one, right? my page is a little bit full of both nerdy things and real estate things, and I definitely get some people interested in one and not the other, but that's okay, because theoretically they'll convert one day into the other. So it'll automatically message a new follower. That's like the number one thing. If you get it for free and you use it, that's the only spot you need to get started. But we can also do the predetermined replies to comment keywords that we were talking about, right? Comment blank to get blank. Share links, easy, as requested. You can even do this in stories. So earlier when we were talking about using the button to get a link, you don't even have to do that now if you have the same thing set up and there's a keyword and you can chat in the stories box. And then also it just can auto reply for you. So sometimes you'll have a great post and maybe you have a lot of people commenting, but you're like, wow, when am I going to have time to comment to all these people, right? Maybe right now we're like, I don't have that many people commenting, so it's not that big a deal. That's how I feel. But I want to be big, and one day, what if I get 100 comments in an hour and I can't reply to everybody saying thank you? Check back in. Now I have 200 comments, and now Big Brother thinks I have a very popular post because it has 200 comments. Big Brother does not care that it's me commenting and replying to everybody, because Big Brother sees that I'm engaging with those 100 comments I originally had.
And so it's the same reply to each.
You can set, I currently have 3, and it'll rotate through 3 replies. And so like on my mini golf, whatever, it'll say comment swing, blah, blah, blah. And then I had something that one of them was like, oh, I can't wait to golf with you, sending the link to your DM. And then the other one was like, what's your favorite number? 4. So you have mini golf. And then there was another one which was like, thanks for signing up, super excited to see you. Right? So you can set it to say something. It doesn't have to just say thanks, whatever. You can give it your flavor, right? I'm a goofy goober, so my words are goofy goober words. It's fun. What? It's true. Let's see. All right, yeah, we talked about all that. So you guys have questions about ManyChat and or other chatbots? Have I unlocked like a whole new level of internet excitement for you guys today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Let me see. What else do I have? Keywords and hashtags. No, I have feelings about keywords and hashtags. And then see, we talked about the shadow ban. Don't say call now. That's the one I have on here. Don't say call now.
Oh, that's a good one.
Don't say call now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The shadow ban.
Just call period. Grab it. Because how many times do we say call me for a showing, call me for a tour,
Yeah.
call me.
Right.
If that's not helping us, let's stop it.
Right. Same thing about leaving your phone number in the comments.
So I should just say rank my digits.
Be in the picture, like you could put it.
I would leave it in a picture. Yeah. I would leave it in a picture, and I would even say something about you could even say something in the comment like contact me from image above or something like that. Like however you want it.
Bio, right? And say, hey, my.
You
contact-
can put it in your bio, yes. You could put it in your bio, you could put it on your link tree of some kind, however you navigate people to your contact page. Do you guys have, that's actually a really great segue. I don't have a page for bios, but I need to update mine. Does everyone have their name in their bio?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
Does everyone have their name in their bio? Okay. Do you have your business or your team name in your bio? Or the firm? Does it just say your name? What does your bio say? Jacob, what's your bio say?
Who has a bio?
You have some. I'm picking on you now.
No.
No what?
No.
You don't have a bio.
No. What does it say?
I actually don't have my name in my bio. I really thought that I did. I'm sorry, I offended you.
What about your username? Is it in your username?
Yeah.
Okay, but your name isn't in your bio.
No.
What else is in your bio? Nothing?
Can I stop?
No.
For 1 second, Jacob, you're off the spot. Here's the deal. We have a lot of new agents in the room that may or may not even have a bio. So let's back it up to that for a second, because people are terrified of doing a bio. So if I'm talking to you and you don't have one, or you have one that's really old and needs to be updated, that was my case, and I just updated it. And let me tell you what I did. So make it so much easier on you. Pick up your chat program. Sorry, Caitlin, again, talk to it. Talk to it in your voice about who you are and what you want people to know about you, and then let it write your bio. And then you go back and tweak it to back more of your language. But it will help you, because mine was talking about 50 chickens that I no longer have. So it was time to update it. So anyway, and thank you, Caitlin, because I didn't even know I was supposed to have my name in my bio, and I don't know if mine is either, Jacob. So
Can you change your guidelines, whatever your,
on what? On
Okay.
page I'm not in
You can, I just changed mine the other week.
It's kind of not really, it doesn't, I mean, it says realtor,
It's-
I would like it to be.
Instagram typically wanted, it was when it first started, am I wrong? Let me get where everybody can see me. I feel like Instagram, when it first started, you were supposed to have a code name. You weren't supposed to have your real info out there, because it was just kind of like, if you know me, you'll follow me, right? That's how I felt about
But you
it.
can update.
But I guess you can. I'm not the Instagram person, but apparently you can. So that's, yeah, I would do that for sure. Especially if that's your formula, because nobody's gonna be able to find you if they don't know who you are or what you do. You're only talking about your skills to people that are already.
Yeah.
Most social medias, you can change it a certain amount of times within the thing.
Yeah.
You can change it.
Like it's what?
You can, yeah, you can change
Yeah.
it, and just can't like change it all the time.
Information
So
off my real.
change it. But yeah, so what, you tell them name, firm, team,
No,
contact?
We just talked about doing it.
We just talked about doing it. Oh, okay.
But I have a question, when you're talking about bio, is that just for Instagram, or are you talking about Instagram and Facebook?
I would do it for everywhere, and honestly, I would make everything the same.
Where's the bio on Facebook?
Yeah, so
About me.
your about me
Mm-hmm.
is, you can add a biography on.
I didn't.
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna tell you guys mine, because I apparently found out mine's so incorrect.
But when you update something on Facebook, does it automatically send out, Kristen just updated her, but I mean, you know.
No, I think only with
Not on
pages.
the bio.
Okay.
I don't think on the bio, like if you do your profile picture, yes, but I don't think it does that. And also you can turn that off, like when you update it, you can actually like click a hide or don't show, whatever, so you don't have to tell everyone to change their profile picture either. Ew, cause that sounds like that annoys me too. Yeah, so my bio, Tracy and I were chatting the other day, is also incorrect. My username is Caitlin Jackson, and then I have like a bar, because I'm really into the bar instead of a hyphen. But not like a backslash or a forward slash. And then it says Triangle NC Real Estate. Do you guys have like your location in your bio, where you focus? Take some notes. Okay. And that's just my username. That's my whole username. It's Caitlin Jackson, Triangle NC Real Estate.
When you say bar, what are you talking about?
So on your computer screen, your keypad, there is it's not a forward slash or a backslash. It's like straight up and down.
You make that.
Shift backslash, I think it is. It's on your keyboard, I promise.
Yeah.
And I like it because it just like differentiates things without being messy. So my like username, when you look me up on Instagram, is that cosplaying realtor. But this is my name that comes up when you find me. And then under that it says, a realtor as nerdy as you, my tagline. Right? Raleigh area real estate, cosplayer, panelist, judge, and then step up your home buying game plan with a session 0. And I have a link to my Calendly and my handbook. My buyer's guide. Sorry, that's for D&D words that just came out of me just now. What did I forget? What did I forget in my bio just now? That was it.
Where do you start? Firm. Listen.
I don't have my firm listed.
Your team.
I don't have my team. And Tracy and I were just having a really great conversation about how that's not within compliance. So I'm gonna say that
Every time you're speaking real estate, you need to say who you are with, EXP Realty,
Yeah.
or a team if you're on a team.
Yeah.
And because, do you know why? Tell me why.
I don't know why I'm so.
Jennifer?
They told me to.
Because I like my license, because the real estate commission, the theory behind it is people out there looking at you need to be able to find your boss. And if they don't know what company you work for, they have a hard time doing that. That's the premise behind it. So in everything we do, every video you put out there, every home picture, all of that, you guys is supposed to have your firm name, your firm name, and technically some contact information, but I think they've slacked up on that, right? With as easily as you can find things. So what I would do is make sure that that's in your about me stuff for all of your social, because at least there, if you don't get it into the actual ad, it's there in your title and it's on the same page. For example, if I post something on TKO Real Estate at eXp Realty, I'm covered because that is the title. That is my name, TKO Real Estate at eXp. I've already handled all of it just in my name.
Makes sense.
I just updated my bio.
Girly, we talked about that last week, and I saw
I
something
just
posted. I was
updated it.
like, "That's amazing," but nobody knows who you are or where to find you.
Yeah.
And we could get in trouble for that.
Yeah. So now it says, a realtor as nerdy as you, Raleigh area real estate at eXp Realty at TKO Real Estate NC, and then my cosplayer and other fun things that I like to share about myself. So now I'm in compliance. Yeah, for me.
And just by updating that on your social handles, you've already added to your social if you don't already have that out there, and that will improve your algorithm too. Correct, Caitlin?
Yes. Yes, it will. Your bio is actually really important because not only do we want to be found naturally when people are scrolling, but what if also when they use a search bar or they Google, right? This is where the keywords do come into play, right? Hashtags and keywords are adjacent to one another in my opinion. And it's important to use descriptive long tail keywords, right? If you just say realtor, well, how many fucking thousands of us there? I said it. Okay. So if you have someone else who's now Googling realtor in my area, well, what's going to make you pop up versus these other people? So we want to have more specifics, right? Oh, the area right there. Or whatever it is you want to say. Yes.
I've been hearing that hashtags are no longer a thing, keywords are.
That's
Is
it.
that true?
They're adjacent, in my opinion. They run parallel with one another. And so in the content that we were writing, right, when we said what you say matters, if you just post a picture and then you're like, here's the address, and you don't say anything about it, Big Brother of the internet doesn't know what to do with that. So that's why it's important to add content, add your voice, add your value. That's it. That's all I got. Oh, I got 7 more minutes. You want me to keep talking? You done? You guys done with me?
No, say that whatever now.
Yeah. No, we're gonna keep talking about talking, okay? Open with a hook, right? This was my segue into this is what we should do when we're writing commentary underneath, right? Or a description of your posts, right? Open with a hook, a question, something that's attacking the pain points of the person you're trying to reach, right? Don't just say, I don't know, buying a house, question mark? Well, I mean, that's kind of boring, right? But what if we change the way we're phrasing it? Yes.
Well, I was just gonna say, you have a very creative mind and not all of us do. So if we're not creative like you, how do we come up with these hooks?
Yeah, so we talked about AI earlier, and this is the full circle, right? Where you can use AI to help you come up with a good post, to help you come up with a hook, but then make sure again, right, we're rewriting it to sound the way that we want it to sound and to not come off as generic AI. If you just copy and paste from chat or Claude or whoever you're using, people are going to know. But so open with a hook and ask it, write a hook to get people interested in this post about my buyer's guide. And then you tell it more. I really like working with first-time buyers who need down payment assistance programs. And then the internet, AI, is going to come up with something about, are down payments difficult for you? Let's talk about how to go around it, whatever it's going to say, right? Because down payment is a pain point for a lot of first-time buyers, right? let alone they don't even know what a closing cost is, right? Or deposits, people get scared of deposits. Maybe you wanna have a post about what the market looks like, and you don't want to just say it's great right now, or it's a normal market. I wouldn't use the word pandemic or COVID, but you can definitely reference that it's not like it was. We don't have to do 50,000 over asking and a $10,000 due diligence deposit, right? We don't have to do that anymore. Unless you're in like really crazy multiple offer situation, I guess, right? Is anyone writing an offer like that? Like it was the pandemic? Please tell me that. Great. Is anyone telling buyers in a consultation that it's not the pandemic anymore? Just me?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wish that we'd get more answers. I think everybody needs to be reminding people, because we're stuck, I feel like, where buyers feel like they have the upper hand, but sellers still feel like they have the upper hand. And as you said, we are in a bounce market, even though we're not still talking about that. That's exactly what we're in, so.
I personally think it's really important because when I meet with a lot of my first time buyers, they come out the gate strong with, what do I do about a down payment? And then I get to the point about deposit. How much is a deposit? When my friend bought in the pandemic, they got this great interest rate, but they also had to pay like $15,000 for it. I'm like, okay, hold on, you got a lot to unpack in that one thing you just said. Because also they're misinformed.
I'm
scared.
20% down too.
Mm.
If they've never gone down
I'm sure they
to home ownership, they have 20% in their mind. That's what their parents taught them.
Yeah.
And so you gotta break that. Yeah.
So opening with a hook, usually a question. Also in your post, encourage people to respond back. Ask them questions. Ask a direct question of the viewer, not a rhetorical question. A direct question that they can answer and start an organic conversation. Because then you can message them or follow up in a DM, right? And now we're having a real conversation about, what about down payment scares you? Or they'll say, did you know you don't need to put 20% down? Answer in the comments below. Maybe someone will say, no, I didn't. And then you can follow up and say, did you know there are certain areas in the Raleigh Triangle, not Wake County, that you can get a USDA, which is a 0% down loan? No, what's that? Ooh. Now you're talking with someone and you're segueing that value, right? I think that would be really important for you, especially, right, as a loan officer. Questions about those two topics that we just talked about. Cool. We already talked about keywords, right? Keywords / hashtags. I think they're adjacent to one another. And it's important to just be descriptive and also repetitive without being crazy bananas. You want the internet to know you work in Johnson County. You want the internet to know you specialize in new construction in Garner, NC. Your post should regularly start saying these same things over and over again, because then the internet believes you're the aficionado about that area. Yes.
I think I had a very interesting analogy to
Yeah.
because when you say it all the time, it feels like you say it so much.
Yes.
But nobody else hears it so
No.
much.
What if that person sees one post of yours?
Yeah, like for example, yesterday I wore my pink blazer that I haven't worn in a year. But because of on all my headshots and I see it all the time, I feel like I
wear it all the time.
every day. So yesterday I was like, oh my god, pink looks so good on you. And I'm like, oh what? I see it every day. But that's because it's my profile picture and it's everywhere. And it's been on business cards. And everybody was like, ah. Good. Yeah, like I know. I know I don't.
Maybe it'll be your signature card.
I'm so sick.
That's all right.
Yeah, but like when you see it all the time, so
Right.
yeah, to me
You see it all the time. It's like, oh,
sounds redundant. Like, why do I keep on repeating myself that I'm here in Johnson County, but I hear it, nobody else.
right. Nobody else does. That's right.
And we have to remember that the more we get into our businesses too, because the more experienced we are, we get to a point where we forget that we haven't dumbed it down and told them the basic thing, because we're moving so fast. We've forgotten because we just do an autopilot, right?
Yep.
So that's also really good advice for how we have to treat people during the transaction too. We have to remember to slow down. It's hard.
It's the first time almost every single person in your transaction is going to hear the words that you say, even if you said them 3 times that day.
Yeah.
Right? Even if it's a repeat buyer, especially if you didn't work with them before. It's the first time they're gonna hear it. So it's always needs to be fresh and important. That's it. That's all I got for you guys today.
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Get my
guys.
sign-ins. I'm always here if you guys have something. Wherever we leave off. Text, email, call,
Ask me anything. I'm here for you.
Thank you.